Hi everyone, welcome back to Outdoor Adventurecraft. Me and Chris and Kupek have come out to the semi-permanent shelter today. It's been a rough week. You guys may have heard me mention there in the previous video that I had my wisdom teeth out there last week. Since then I've had some complication, infection, and I've been back to the dentist twice, so finally starting to feel right again. And I've been wanting to film a review of Wayne Russell's Lost or Stranded Basic Survival series for quite a while now. So I had some time to come out here this evening to do that. And we're also going to announce the winners of the 500 subscriber giveaway. So stay tuned for that too. And thanks for joining me here on Outdoor Adventurecraft. I thought I'd start by quoting Wayne himself from his series. And the way he describes his series is as follows. Lost or Stranded Basic Survival is an instructional series of videos which shows you the skills needed to survive until you're rescued in a lost or stranded situation within a woodland setting. And that's exactly what it is. It's not exactly a woodscraft or a bushcraft series, and it's definitely not a cooking show. But what it is raw survival knowledge, which can save your life in a lost or stranded situation. This series is really meant to be studied like you would a manual or a textbook or a course. Now, for my own sake, I took some notes and I picked out some highlights that I wanted to bring and share with you guys today so that you can see the value of this survival series. Now, for those of you who have seen Wayne's videos, you'll know what I'm about to talk about. But for those of you who haven't, you may not. So I'll say this. Wayne doesn't make over-the-top, dramatized, explosion-filled TV dramas. What Wayne does is make raw, unfiltered, survival-based videos. If you need to be enticed by drama and special effects and explosions, you're not going to find it in this video series. But what you will find is raw, unfiltered, time-tested, proven survival knowledge that could save your life in a lost or stranded situation. What I've done is select a few highlights from each of the 4 videos in this series to bring to you today in this review. I'm not going to go through the video play for play. I'll let Wayne the expert do that in his series when you get a chance to see it. But here are a few of the highlights that I brought for you here today. As I mentioned, Wayne has divided this series up into 4 videos. The first one's an introduction to the series and talks about the kinds of things you might want to have with you in your survival kit. The second one talks about shelter, the third fire, and the fourth talks about finding water and how to get rescued or be seen. And there's a reason why he's prioritized them like this, because really the first priority is being prepared, having the things with you that you need in case this happens. Hopefully it never did. The second priority is shelter, keeping yourself from getting any colder. The third, fire, then finding water. You don't need water the second you find yourself lost. You can survive for up to 3 days without it, as he points out in the series. And then finally he wraps up the series talking about how to facilitate rescue and make yourself easier to find in a lost or stranded situation. So let's get into part 1. In part 1 of the series, Wayne starts off by talking about the priorities of survival, like I was talking about there a minute ago. And he breaks them down for you. Shelter, fire, water, and rescue. Wayne also talks about kit and being prepared. Things that you would want to have with you in a basic woodland survival situation. The types of tools that you would want to have with you. Things for collecting and preparing firewood and purifying water. And one of the things Wayne does here in part 1 of the video that I really like is Wayne focuses on the importance of practice, about getting out and trying these things in a safe scenario so that if something happens and it is an emergency situation, you're prepared, and this isn't the first time you've ever had to set up a shelter or start a fire or boil water. Moving on to part 2 of the series, Wayne starts to focus on shelter. As the video opens up, Wayne shows us how to set up a very basic shelter for use in an overnight stay in a lost or stranded situation. Then as the video continues, Wayne demonstrates how to construct a long fire, which is a critical skill for a lost or stranded situation, for conserving that ever important core temperature. Wayne talks about fire safety too in his series, which is very important, and it's something I try to talk about a lot here on Outdoor Adventurecraft as well. Just because you're lost or in an emergency situation doesn't mean you need to make the situation worse by burning down half a provincial forest. So Wayne does a really good job here talking about how to stay safe when you're using fire in the woods. Wayne also, in this particular video in the series, starts to get into a variety of shelter setups that could be used in different scenarios, from high wind conditions or rain. He also gives you some tips or tricks on setting up shelters, like toggles and buttons and things like that that you need to tie out the shelter. And he also talks about setting up shelter in situations where maybe you can't find ideal framing off of trees or things like that. He shows you how to set up a tripod so that you can set up a shelter even in an empty field where there's no trees available to help you set up your shelter. As section 3 of Lost or Stranded Basic Survival starts, it's time to talk about fire. And Wayne opens the video by talking about the fundamentals of fire, what a fire needs to burn. Wayne demonstrates a brush bundle, which is a kindling technique that's a fast, easy method to start a fire, and Wayne really demonstrates this well. And again, he always recommends practicing these techniques before you need them in an emergency situation. Wayne goes on to demonstrate a fire lay, how to prepare to start your fire, so that as your fire builds, you've got a good bed of coals, and especially in a winter situation, your fire doesn't sink down into the snow and put itself out in the snow melt. Wayne demonstrates good batoning technique in this video, in case you're in a very wet situation where you need to get down into the drier wood that's on the inside. As the video begins to wrap up, Wayne gets into a variety of fire starting methods that you may be able to get a hold of, and he talks about natural tinders that you can find in a woodland setting, things like birch bark and fatwood. Now on to part 4. In part 4 of Lost or Stranded Basic Survival, Wayne focuses on finding and purifying water, and then on rescue techniques. Finding and purifying water is a crucial skill in a lost or stranded situation because you can die of dehydration in as little as 3 days. Wayne demonstrates an excellent technique called a gypsy well or coyote hole, which can be used to find water in low-lying areas where maybe you didn't think there was water, but it can also be used to clarify or get some of the debris out of water running alongside of a stream, pond, or river. Wayne raises awareness in his series of waterborne pathogens and shows ways to purify water, such as boiling it, to kill off those pathogens to make it safe to drink. Now we'll move on to the rescue section of part 4. In the rescue portion of Lost or Stranded Basic Survival, Wayne starts off by talking about the mental aspect of being lost in a woodland setting. Then he talks about location, demonstrating the best locations to set up your shelter so that you can be seen or found by rescuers when they come looking for you. Wayne moves on to start talking about some of the priorities for survival, as was mentioned earlier in the video, and how to set up a signal fire and other methods of signaling for rescues such as whistles, headlamps, and signal mirrors. As we near the conclusion of section 4 and of the entire Lost or Stranded Basic Survival series, Wayne shows a signal fire demonstration, and again, as was mentioned before, Wayne talks about practice, practice, practice. And that's why I mentioned at the outset of this video that these types of skills need to be practiced ahead of time if you're ever going to need them in an emergency situation. Study this video and Wayne's series just like you would a course, so that you can have these skills in your memory banks so that you can pull them out and draw on them when you really need them. So that wraps up the highlights section that I had prepared for you guys on Wayne's survival series. You can pick up Lost or Stranded Basic Survival at Kullcraven.ca, and he's got a price tag of $29.99 set on the series. The series is almost 4 hours of unfiltered survival knowledge. Think about what you'd spend 30 bucks on, guys. Ordering pizza, a case of beer, and a couple bags of chips, a night at the movies. In his survival series, Lost or Stranded Basic Survival, Wayne demonstrates life-saving techniques. It could mean the difference of you coming home from a four-wheeler trip, skidoo trip, or not. And I really think it's worth the $30, and I think you guys should go over to Kullcraven.ca and pick it up. Now's the part of the video where we get to talk about the 500 subscriber giveaway. I'm really excited to give these 2 bivvies away to you guys. I've been actually trying to get this take done for about 10 minutes. I keep having to start over and over again because I can't find the exact words to communicate how thankful I am, guys, for your support. The reality of the situation is I only started this channel at the end of February, so you know, we're only talking about March, April, May, June. We're talking about 4 months, 22 videos, and I've gone from announcing the 500 subscriber giveaway to having over 700 subscribers. In my mind, that's a phenomenal show of support from you guys, and I'm so encouraged about having started my channel. It just motivates me to want to get out there, keep making videos, sharing the outdoors with you guys, and whenever I can, giving back. Those are the best words I can find for it. As I mentioned, I picked up 2 bivvies. I kind of upped the ante a little bit on the giveaway. One for you guys that have shown your support here on YouTube, and one for you guys that have supported me over on my Facebook page as well. You know, you guys have thumbs up my videos, you've subscribed, you've commented, you've opened dialogue, and that was my whole goal with this channel, was to open a dialogue with you guys, to build community, to talk about these subjects of bushcraft and survival and woodsmanship, and really, you know, build our skills and enjoy our time together. And it's been an overwhelming success, and I thank you. So without further ado, while I'm editing the video tonight, I'm going to pick the winners for the 500 subscriber giveaway. One for you guys on Facebook, one for you guys on YouTube. And the winners are, I'm going to place them right here beside us. The winner of the 500 subscriber giveaway for the YouTube viewers is this person right here. Congratulations. And the second winner from the likes and views over on YouTube is this person right here. I want to congratulate both of you so much. Please get a hold of me through my Gmail account. You can find that in the About section of Outdoor Adventurecraft here. Or if you're on Facebook, just private message me and we'll arrange to get these delivered out to you. Congratulations again. I'm so happy that I was able to do this for you guys, and that I've had the support that I've had. And again, I could babble on and go on all day. I thank you guys very, very much for your support. I thank you for being here with me today. Again, don't forget to go over to Kullcraven Bushcraft.ca, pick up his Lost or Stranded Basic Survival series. And from me and Chris and Kupek, thanks for joining us here on Outdoor Adventurecraft. We'll see you next time. Yeah, just reach and grab your stuff. You ready, Kupek?